Hey guys, today we're going to build a little can like those little Vienna sausage cans with the little pull tab at the top. You pry it open and the food's in there. We're going to build one of those in Blender. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do is go in here and I want to clear my scene. I want to also come in next, go to my mesh primitives and bring in a circle with 8 vertices. I'm going to go to edit mode, front view, and now I'm going to build it from the bottom. So we're going to extrude it on Z. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to extrude up a little bit more, scale it out just a hair here. It's a little lip right there, and then I'm going to extrude up on Z again a little bit here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm getting into a little bit more of the little detail here, and I'm going to come straight out with an extrusion. Going to come straight up, and this is going to be the very top of that can. And let's look at it from the top view in X-ray mode, because I want to see what I'm trying to do here is I'm looking to see if my scale over here, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see it better. If my scale here overlaps all of the little lips and the little indents we've done for that lid, because I want it to. So let's bring it back out just a hair. I don't want it to go too far in. As you can see right here, that gap. So that's pretty good. Let's scale out, come back in. And then what this thing does, it comes straight down. And then I'm going to bring this in a little bit, and then I'm going to grid fill it. So there's the top, a good part of the top anyway. It's low poly, which is good because that means it's less taxing on the system to render it in the display. And it's going to be, it should render faster too when you go to actually render this out in cycles, because it's less geometry for now. And we can use sub D to clean it up and add resolution to it. So let's go ahead and let me look at the bottom of this can. And I'm going to scale those in. And then what I want to do is I want to extrude these up quite a bit. And then what I want to do is I want to extrude and size down, extrude and size down. I'll do it one more time, extrude and size down. And then I want to grid fill. Bam, like that. And essentially that's the main shape of the can right there. Now we haven't done the details in here yet. We haven't done the bevels and that sort of thing yet. So let's go ahead and do that here now. Okay, so now let's go in and let's go to edge select mode and let's start doing some bevels here. So first thing I want to do is I'm looking for all my edges in this model that should be fairly sharp, and I just kind of want to do them at the same time. I'm not jumping around too much. I'm actually, you guys can't see this offline, but I'm actually holding the can and looking for where these sharper edges are. And I want one segment, I want a shape of 1, right? So I want these to retain a really rigid and sharp edge when we go to run sub D on this. So now I'm kind of looking at the can and looking at the bevel angles visually on the product. We're a nice little 2-segment bevel here, and let's do 0.5 because I wanted to have a nice little rounded edge on it. And I am now looking right here where it tapers right here in the center. I'm trying to figure this one out. Get you guys in close so you can see what I'm doing here. And I want this one to have a not as tight of a bevel, but I want this one to round a little bit more. So remember, in past videos I've done, the purpose of doing this is to restrict how sub D is rounding everything off. Because sub D is going to hit it with, like, if you do a level 2 sub D, it's going to hit your entire geometry with like a blunt hammer, and it's going to apply a level 2 subdivision rounding to literally every corner and every face and everything. If it's a flat face, you don't see it, but if it's a face where the angle changes, so like if there's a vertex on it or an edge, it's going to apply blunt force global level 2 curving to that edge, in every edge. And what we're doing here by doing our bevels is we're restricting how much of that level 2 curvature is happening to particular edges. That's why I'm arbitrarily going here and selecting edges and putting my own bevels on them, because I'm saying, okay, I don't want you to bevel as much here as you would here, and that sort of thing. If that makes sense. Hopefully that was a good explanation of why we're doing this. I want to come here and put a little bevel on this one as well. I want it to be curved, so that's why I'm doing my shape of 0.5. If I do a shape of 1, it's very rigid. It keeps it like a sharp edge. These are a little bit more rounded here. And notice I haven't put any loop cuts or anything in here yet. All right, so now let's go ahead, just to see what this looks like. Let's go ahead and apply a level 2 sub D on this. And now you can start seeing the overall shape. You can also see right here at my can, I need to reinforce this right here. Cause see, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. So I just kind of like, it curves so much, it just kind of loses the shape right here. It looks kind of like blah. Whereas if I come back in here and I grab this edge here and watch, hopefully you'll see it in real time. See it pop out a little bit? So I want a shape of 1 here, and having 2 there is fine. So see, now it tightened it up a little bit. See, now you got a distinct edge here, whereas before it was just kind of blah, it was just kind of fading in with that corner. And I think this looks, let me look at it ortho. Yeah, this looks pretty good. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of eyeballing. I know you guys can't see my face. Maybe one day I'll have my face on here. And I think right here, this point of, see where it kind of curves real easy here? I want it to like kind of pop right here. So this is a vert I need to screw with. So let's go here and let's just run a bevel on it, real thin. Shape of 1, 2. Didn't do a whole lot. I'll play, well, it's a little bit better. No, it's a little bit better. About what the can looks like actually too. Let me go back here and reinforce this one again. Let me take, so here's how I want to handle this. Select that, select that. I want to dissolve them. That takes us back to where we were. Select this one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make it a tighter, much tighter. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's kind of what I was looking for. So we got that soft. So, all right. So now you guys can see what this looks like with a level 2 sub D on it. Notice we haven't done any shade smooth. I haven't put in the rest of the geometry that needs to be here. I'm just wanting to show you guys what this is starting to look like. See how the bevels are different from the bottom than from the top. All right, so we're in a good place here. So I'm happy with that. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of detail into here, and then we're gonna model in the flap. We're gonna model in the lid. We're gonna probably run some kind of texture on it, and then basically put some materials on it, and we're done. So let's go ahead and continue on. Turn sub D off, or at least disable it. We don't have to delete it. I wanna come in here because this thing's pretty hollow on the inside. I wanna come here and select all of these faces that essentially make up this shape here. And what I want to do is I want to duplicate it, and I want to hit P, selection, and then come back out. So now I've got another object here that is essentially sitting right here where this is. One thing I can do so that when the lighting hits this just right, it'll look like there's a nice natural shadow there. And I'm gonna hold down my shift while I drag this up. I just want to bring it up a hair just so it's above the other surface, if that makes sense. And this will essentially is going to be our lid. It doesn't matter if the previous one is still down there or not, because in this case, for this modeling session, I'm not going to show this can open. So in other words, you're not going to see the lid open with the sausages in it. However, if you want it to do it that way, let me show you a good way of doing that. So go back in here. Let's go select all these guys again. And I'm showing you a different way of doing this, by the way. So this is quicker. And then I'm gonna hit X, delete faces. So now I've got an open can, and then from here I can put my sausages in there. So then when I come back and turn this view here on, now my lid's still there. So you could do it that way. You could do it that way too. So I'll go ahead and save it. We'll just do it just so in case you guys had questions about how to do that. So now in looking at this can, I've got some detail here in it. Let's just bring these two verts in on the X like that. Scale this in by quite a bit here. And then I want to inset it one more time. Zoom in a little bit. It's a matter of me bringing it up a little bit, and then I can re-enable sub D. So now when you look at it, see, it's a lot better. All right. So now we've got that done. Now what we're going to do is we are going to. That's one other thing I want to do before I say what I was about to say. Let me come in here. Okay, I come in here. I'm grabbing these verts here. I want to bring them in to where they're almost straight, along with this center one. And I'm gonna grab all three, and then I'm pulling all this back on Y because I want this shape to kind of taper back here, right? Not so worried about right here, just right here I want it to kind of taper. And what I want to do now that I've got this is I want to come in here, go back to 7, and I want to select all of this geometry right in here, bam, like so. Let me disable sub D here real quick so I can see what I'm doing. And then I want to do E, I mean, I barely want to bring it down like that. So now let's turn sub D back on, and I just want the effect that there is some transition change here. I really do not want it to be drastic. I want it to be very subtle, but let's do, the way I want to handle this, because I don't want to start introducing a bunch of geo in here. Yeah, that gives me what I want right there. Check it out. All right, so that is now done. And granted, it still looks rough around the edges because we haven't put in support loops. We haven't put in shade smoothing or anything like that. So now we've got this straightened out. So now one of the next things to do in terms of modeling is to put the model in this little tab up here at the top. All right, so let's do that right now. One thing before I forget I want to do, let's go ahead and let's look at the bottom before we get too far ahead of ourselves here. And bottom of the can itself. So what I want to do is I want to grab all of this geo in here like that, and then looking at it, it's essentially like a little bevel. So what I want to do is I want to do an inset here, just a little bit of an inset, and then I want to extrude it up like so. Disable sub D so I can see what I'm doing. Let me go up just a hair more, about like that. And what I want to do is edge select. I want to select this outer edge here. And let's also increase a 1. Yep, that's everybody, I think. And I want it to round. So what I want to do, I want it to round here and then just be sharp here. So now let's re-enable sub D. And that is exactly what I was looking for right there. So there you go. So now your bottom's got the details that it needs, and we're up here, we're good for now. So now we're gonna do the flat. All right, let's bring in a plane. Okay, go back top view, finish scaling it down, and I'm kind of looking over at my can here and trying to get the sizing of it about right. I think that's almost perfect. All right, so since this plane is flat, I can just grab all these verts here at the top. I want to scale these guys down, and because I want it to have a rounded shape here, let's run a loop cut right here in the center, and let's scale that out on Y. Get a nice little shape here. I'm really trying to work with low poly at the moment, purposefully. Actually, let me do a loop cut here, and then let me bevel it. Bring out an edge here. Let me bring one here, one here. And let's put another one up here, like so. Get it straight, and then let's GG it further up, right there, and then let's yet again get it straight. And I think this is going to be a pretty good start for us. So select everybody, and let's scale it down some more. Like that, about like that. Okay. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go to face select mode. I'm going to go here and select these faces. I'm going to do a big inset right here, like that. And I want to delete those faces. All right, so I'm going to grab these edges, these faces, excuse me, here. Bring them down. I want to run my loop tools. I'm going to make a circle. It's going to be pretty big, but I want to scale it down. Like so. Make it a little bit bigger. Then I'm going to inset it. And then what I want to do here is I want to delete those faces. So now I've got a circular hole here, and then I got a hole that's going to be fairly shaped like this geometry right here. And even with this one, I may adjust the shape of it a little bit. So it's all flat still. So let's run level 2. Yeah, so see, now we can see with this plane here we added in, we can see the basic shape of this lid. So let's go ahead and let's select all faces. I'm gonna extrude it down. I'll bring it down just a little bit more, about like that. Making sure normals are good. I recalculated normals just in case it does old flip move on us. Now what I'm doing here is I'm selecting all of these sharp edges. I could tell Blender to do it, but I'm just manually doing it, just mainly so you guys can see what exactly I'm selecting. I'm not so worried about these in here yet. I just want to reinforce the walls of this shape. We're good there. So now let's re-enable sub D. So now you can see the walls of that shape are now reinforced. So now we actually have a tab up here. So let's go ahead and do the circle while we're in here. Like that. Boom, turn it on. There you go. So nice and clean. I could even probably do an edge. I do not want to define this edge here, so I'm not putting I'm not going to put a bevel on it. I want it to round with sub D. I want sub D to just have at it. But for these edges I'm selecting here, I do want to reinforce a sharper edge here. I don't want one here. I don't want one here because I'm not trying to make it look like a big old trapezoid here. I want it to just naturally round. So what I want to do here is to reinforce it. Same trick you guys ought to be experts at by now is I'm just running bevels. And that bevel is a little bit too aggressive. Yeah, see, now that looks good. So now that we've got this, go to side view, X-ray, select this, bring it down, put it into place. I don't know how good I'm gonna be able to see here. I want there to be I want to have a little bit of air gap in there because the real lid, the real thing, if you look at it, it's not even perfectly straight. It's a little bit of a bend in it. It's a little bit of a bow in it. So we can even mimic that. Go here. Let's put an edge loop here. Move about right here. And then what I want to do is I want to turn on proportional editing. Hit my G. And scale this guy down. Scale it up. So just as I'm bending this up, I'm just scaling this out because I want this whole thing to kind of bend with it like that. I want it to be subtle. So see, now it's not straight. It's got a little bit of a bow in it. The tab does. All right, let me save that out. So now you can see most of the tension is right here. So when you stick your finger in this indent and lift it up, it's going to apply more force back here to pry the can open. So I needed to come back some more. So now I got to put a post right here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and make this little post up here that fits in here. It's just basically, this is like a round circle. We're not gonna put a lot of time in it because it's not a piece that's really going to move the needle in terms of what we got going on here. It's not gonna add a lot of value to the model. So we're gonna take the simplest way out on this. All right, let me scale this. I'm creating a circle, 8 verts, just like we did before. And I'm just kind of scaling it down and getting it into place up here. Right, let's say like right here, and then I'm gonna scale it back up. Notice I'm doing all this in edit mode just so we don't have any issue here. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little bit larger than that hole there. And then I'm gonna come here from the side because I want to see, okay, I'm a good bit higher. Let's bring it down right here. And granted, it's not gonna be perfect because we rotated the tab. You can barely see the tab through here, but you can see the top of it's right there. So I'm gonna rotate this and just kind of align it with the top of that tab best I can. And I'm gonna scale them down just a little bit more because it's a little bit bigger than I want. Rotate a little bit more. And I'm gonna bring it down on the axis here, local axis there. And now let's extrude it. I just want there to be an illusion of a post. Let's run level 2. Here's how we keep it from being able to see the hole. Yeah, that's good enough. I do want to put a little bit of edge definition on it. So I'm gonna pick that edge and then that edge. And then what I want to do, because I want this to be non-destructive, I'm gonna go back up here in my main crease and I'm just gonna slowly crank it up. I don't want a value of 1. Let's do like 60% of 0.60. Let's see what that looks like. Something like that. So that's circle 2. Let's really, I made it so big now, there's really no need to put that hole in there. Let's see if I can scale this a little bit, just so I can see that we did some work by putting a hole in there. Give me 1 second here, guys. I just want to see what this is going to look like. Let me turn sub D back on for the hole, because I know it tightens it up a little bit. Just if the camera grabs this at the right angle, I want us to see that there was actually a hole here. Let me do a little tweaky work here. just want to make a big old end gun, and then I'm going to inset, 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 and now I'm going to bring these insets down. All right. Yeah, something like that. And if you really want to, you can grid fill this and do all kinds of cool stuff, but it's hidden and it's on a flat surface, so you don't really need to. All right, so let's bring everybody back. So now if we come in here and I look at this with the camera, let's say in cycles, you'll be able to see now clearly there's that this thing has got a circle in it, and that there's a tab that's kind of holding it in place. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna offset it just a hair too. I'll bring it back here just a little bit so you can see a little bit more of that hole. I think that's good, because like I said, from a distance, you're not really zoomed in on this, so there's really no reason to add a ton of detail in here, unless you're doing like a product model where the can is actually the design and it's like something so specific about this can, you want to see every little intricate detail of it, or you're doing like a really close zoomed in shot. So let's go in here. There's a couple ways you can do it. Usually I'll double click and rename. Another way you can do it in Blender is if you hit F2, it does the same thing. All right, so I want the tab to be parented to the lid. Boom, boom. And then I want the lid to be parented to the can. Boom, boom. And then I want all this stuff in its own collection. And I do my little color thing. All right, so we're good there. Let's save it out. Now we're gonna do something called UV unwrapping. And I'm gonna try to give you as basic, dumbed down explanation of what that actually is without going into any technical detail, if I can. And I'm gonna come up with this definition or explanation of it literally right now on the fly. So here we go. UV unwrapping essentially is the process of taking your geometry, in this case, the can, because that's all I'm gonna put a texture on, and telling the computer which coordinates or which faces and pieces of that geometry should be mapped out for a texture to be placed on it. And if that wasn't a good definition or explanation, I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick and select this edge here. So I've got this top loop here, the bottom loop here, and then one edge that connects the two of them back here. Because think of UV wrapping. What I want to do is I want to grab this thing and I want to cut it at the top, cut it at the bottom, cut one little scissor cut in the back, and then I want to be able to roll this out flat. I don't want it to be like a cylinder, me trying to wrap around a cylinder. I want it to be flat. So when we see it, we then take that flat thing and then we glue it or wrap it back around the cylinder. So the way you do this in Blender is you hit the U key from here, and then I will hit mark seam. And if you notice something just happened, it's change colors. And I don't want to see the seam around the front, because if it's something that's like a texture, it's got like wood texture is a good example, and it's got tiling, you see the tiling, I'd rather for that to be hidden in the back. For that label section there, I want to come back down here, and then I want to create another layer. Go to new, and I'm going to call this, I guess, material.label. And then from here, because we already got, okay, we're good there. So from here, I want to see if I can paste this in here. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna wire that up. And what I want to do is let's go back to UV editing. And let's just select these guys right here. And let's UV unwrap this a little bit differently. And what I'm going to do is for the faces as part of this that did not wrap, that I don't need wrapped as part of this, I can go back in there and apply the parent material, material.can to that. So let's turn this off so I can see what we got here, guys. You know, the trick with doing the videos sometimes is actually doing it and talking about it at the same time when you're definitely used to just doing it and you're thinking it through, but you're not talking it through. All right, so let's see. You're gonna see some weirdness probably back here in the back, maybe. Yeah. So what we're gonna do here turn this on. And I'm going to go back to shading. And I'm going to turn on some faces back here. So this face, these faces here, I would say these faces here, these down here, all these guys, these can be now assigned to the parent. So now we have something that looks more like what we've been after for like past 5 minutes. So let's go back to UV editing, because I really just wanted this island here to be wrapped like we want it. So let's double check here. See, now it's metal all the way around. Now granted, on the real can the label goes all the way around because it's got nutrition and all that, but I just could not find the label online very quickly for our video to show you guys that. And I did not feel like, honestly, I'm just being very honest, I didn't feel like making the label because that would have been probably another 30 minutes when I just didn't need to, just to demonstrate what this is. So that's why I didn't make it. But if you happen to have a label, want to make a label, feel free. The same way you do this applies. But ideally, in the real can, this label would have fit around the entire can. In our case, we had a label that would not, and we didn't want to do any extra work to the label. So if this was a physical label and it only went out this far, this is how you solve this problem. So it ended up, in my mind, it ended up being a good thing that this label didn't fit all the way around the can. So I can still show you how to take the label that you have and make it work, right? And just think, in this case, if I were to render this, I'd put a camera, say like either right here, because this big piece right here is just kind of like the value proposition of the advertising of this can. 8 4.6 ounce cans, so like this is one of a pack. Whereas if you showed this way, the only thing that's nice about this possibly is the gluten-free, and then like this little bit of text here nobody will notice, but nobody's really gonna pay much attention to the barcode or another image of the can that's already there. So and this blue line right here is part of the artwork. This literally came from like I said, a Google image search really quick, like in 30 seconds. So I would probably angle this can up to make it look tall and strong, like its chest is sticking out, and you'd see this value prop up here. And like there's things we could do in terms of geometry and stuff to keep all of this warping and things like that from happening. But in a big nutshell, this is how you solve this problem, right? Let me look at some stuff here. All right, so, and even like this, in the UV mapping screen here in Blender, there's actually a way of turning on a feature here that will show you, it'll show you if something is stretching or not. If it's blue, it's good to go. So the way you determine if something is UV stretched or not, it shows like a heat map almost in Blender. You can go to this chevron, click this chevron right here, and then you see where it says UV stretched by angle. And you can turn it down too, so it's just not so bright. You want it to be blue. You want it to be a dark, like a vibrant blue. If it's turquoise or yellow or red, like you got like super bad stretching going on. So I just wanted to bring that part out to you too. You can look at some videos. I'll tell you a guy I really like his videos, because kind of like his niche with his Blender tutorials is that he goes into detail about modifiers and settings. His name is Ryan King Art. He's one of my favorite on YouTube for that. His videos can be a little long, but they're pretty in depth, and he shows examples as he's doing it, so that's helpful too. So Ryan King Art's his name. Check him out. Show him some love. Tell him LM3 Official sent you, if you don't mind, if you happen to subscribe to his channel as well. But he does really cool stuff like that. He goes into explanations. My channel is more on showing you how to execute. His is explaining the settings and what they do and that kind of thing. We are pretty much done with that. So now let's go. You'll see I'm doing stuff different ways here. Using the Z feature here. So we're not totally done yet, because even though this looks great and all of that, we don't have material up here. So I'm going to do this like quick and dirty. I'm going to apply material can. And what I want to do now that I'm looking at this before I do shade smooth, I want to come in here and I want to throw some more geo in here on this thing, even though we should have already done that, but we didn't. But you know, we can do it now. I'm just showing you can do it afterwards too. You see something in your model that doesn't look quite clean enough. Okay. So now let's go ahead. I got the can. Let's do shade smooth. Lid, shade smooth. Tab, shade smooth. I almost forgot this guy. The post. Let's shade smooth it. And I think I got everything. Let me turn this off so you can actually see the model. And level 2 looks a little angular still. So let's crank this up to a level 3. Oh yeah, look at the difference, guys. See, it adds more geometry and it just tightens everything up real nice. All right, so now we got level 3. Yeah, look how nice that is now. All right, so now let's go here and change everything to cycles. Turn this back on so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna do something quick and dirty. I'm gonna draw a plane in here. I'm gonna go to edit mode. I'm gonna scale it. I'm gonna scale it too much. I'm gonna grab this edge, grab this edge and this edge, and maybe this edge too. And then I'm gonna bring these up. And I'm gonna grab these edges here, like so. And then I'm gonna bevel them. Put a lot of bevels in here. And let's see, let's do some edge looping. Grab that edge, that edge. Let me stand by. Let me go back to solid mode so I can see my selections here. And let's do this, edge crease of 1. Hide the end panel, come back out. Let's run level 3 on this. Boom, nice and clean, just like so. All right, so because I don't want this floor to warp, let's come back in here and then let's run some edge loops in here to reinforce that shape. It forces this floor here to stay straight, like so. Let's go to material preview because I don't want to burn a lot of resources. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that scene I was talking about. I want my camera off a little bit. So I'm gonna select my camera. Let's do a square camera, 1920 by 1920. Let's change this to 80 millimeters. Let's kind of size it up. Let's GG it, zoom it in. Like that. I'm doing what I was suggesting to you guys. We just like dolly this camera up a little bit so it looks like the can is like is being positioned from a place of strength. And now I'm just kind of tightening up everything like that. All right, so now let's go to render mode and look at it. Okay, so now we don't have any lights. So let's do the following. I'm going to bring in a light. Actually, I'm gonna bring in a light. I thought about bringing in a plane for about 2 seconds. So let's bring in an area light. Let's put it, let's say, like right here, because I don't want it to pop off the top too much. I'm gonna scale it out, make it big, like that. And let's try a 75 watt light. Okay, and let's duplicate it. Okay. And then for this one here, let's crank this one up to 100. What I could do is I could take a couple of lights here. Just bear with me, guys. I know I'm not talking a whole lot right now, but I'm kind of doing that thinking and doing thing. And let's crank these down to about 20. Yeah, something like that. And I don't want this light to pop too much off of, let me go to camera view and get a little bit of light bleed here. You know what? Just give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. So I want to select this light. I want to go down here to shading. I'm going to go to light linking. I'm going to hit new, and then I want to drag this plane here down here, and I want to explicitly turn it off. So I want it to illuminate the can, but I don't want to see that big bleed of light down there. Let's grab my camera. Go to the camera icon, go to viewport display, pass per tell. I'm gonna crank it up. I'm gonna do composition. Let's just do center in this case. And let's start screwing around how I want that camera to be displayed. I'm gonna show you a little trick here. I don't need it. Yeah. And where I get more of my backdrop in here, my ground plane in here. And let's rotate the camera so we kind of straighten that can up a little bit. Like so. Oop. I don't know how I ended up on the plane. Yeah, something like that, right? All right. I'm still not happy where my camera is. Get rid of this light. Let's see. And change my pivot point here to the 3D cursor, and I'm going to rotate the camera around the scene. It's going to make it look like I'm actually rotating the camera in the backdrop instead. All right, I'm gonna go back to medium point. All right, so now, boom, let's hit it. I may not show you guys the whole rendering process because I think it's just gonna make the video longer, but I wanted to show you this process. I hope you were able to get a lot out of it. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter, so that's why I'm not probably gonna be modeling anything like ceiling fans and rooms and stuff like that for at least a little bit until I can get a lot faster at it. But you know, it ain't about being fast. I'm trying to keep y'all's attention, but it's not about being fast. It's about being detailed enough to kind of explain things to you so that you actually learn how to do this. And I'm trying to find a good balance. But before I go, I want to thank you all for subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, liking the shorts, and having an interest in what I'm doing, because I really love this. This is like my passion right now. And I think it will be probably for the rest of my career. So I want to share it with you guys. And I want to thank you all for being there with me on this journey. Thank you. Right now, as recording this video, there's 39 subscribers. So I want to thank every one of you, each and every one of you, that you thought enough to subscribe to the channel. And I want to make sure that I'm bringing good value to you. I know some of the videos are long. I know sometimes you're hearing me kind of sounds like I'm having a conversation with myself. And really, when I'm doing these videos, I'm actually thinking of you all and trying to have this conversation with you around modeling this stuff. So even when you see me make mistakes, I want you guys to see a lot of it. I don't want you to see all of it, but I want you to see a lot of it, because I want that to kind of reinforce in you that, you know, we're all going to make mistakes. Thank you all for liking and subscribing. Thank you all for staying this far in the video and watching it. I hope you're getting a lot of value out of it. And I look forward to see some of the work you guys are doing. I do have my Discord channel up. I'm just not active on it yet. I'm going to start marketing that here with you guys and telling you guys about it. And maybe some of you guys that are subscribers, my first subscribers here, maybe give you guys a little bit more some opportunities, if you're interested and you're a good fit for it, opportunities to be kind of like channel ops or something in there, or, and we all get in there together and learn together. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I just want to make sure that when I do this, I've got time to do it and it's an added benefit for you. I don't want to do it and then like 2 or 3 weeks later I'm not in there much. So anyway, that's the plan. Talk to you guys later. Happy blendering, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.